Hello everybody, my name is Aud and welcome back to Aud Narrations. Today we're reading a story about a guy whose wife cheated while we were engaged, then trickle-truthed. We had another blow-up a few days ago when I said that I needed help. The problem is that I have no one else to talk to. Their main post reads, "You all know the story. Wife cheated while dating and engaged with multiple guys, and then trickle-truthed me for 25 plus years. I read that keeping frustration to yourself is dangerous for my psyche and physical health. So I reach out to my wife to talk about my issues with midlife. She started sighing and rolling her eyes. I go on to tell her that I understand all that she's going through at work, but I need to talk through my hurts, pains, dreams, disappointments. She must have thought that I wanted to discuss her past cheating. I did not. We don't swear, but she started to raise her voice, and I pleaded, saying there's no reason to yell. And then she yelled, 'I'm not yelling.' I explained that I'm asking for your help, and she yelled, 'I need help myself. Do you know what I'm going through?' Sounds like maybe she's a little bit narcissistic if she can't appreciate that other people have issues. As they continue saying, I again said that there is no reason to yell. The rest of the conversation was about her childhood, families, and other issues. I have compassion for all of that, and I listened even though she once again hijacked the conversation. Next day, I was feeling the silent treatment. I asked if it was intentional or just my perception, and she exploded again and started talking about how everything is she's going through. This time I yelled back. The conversation ended with her leaving. Fast forward a few days, and I told her again how I was feeling. I did not mention depression or hopelessness because she will use that against me in a future argument. OP, it sounds like you need to get the fuck out of there. I actually started crying. She knows that almost all of my close relatives have died. I have no one else. She did not offer comfort, and she said nothing but, I'm sorry about the way things are. That's it. And now she acts like none of it happened. And back to telling me how bad things are at work. I want to be there for her. I really do. But I feel like I'm going to have a breakdown. In the conversation, I did mention about 8 months ago, she committed to having a conversation and that I'm entitled to it. I let the weeks and months go by without the mentioning her commitment. And when I did mention it, she said flatly, I'm not having a conversation about who and how many times I cheated on you. Oh my God. Then she plays her greatest hits. You never loved me. You are stuck in the past. God has forgiven me and doesn't see me the way you do. You were infatuated. This is abuse. They were not memorable. Your mom disliked me. What? Etc. Oh dear. OP, it sounds like you need to get out of there. It sounds like she does not care about you. She just loves herself, and you make it easier to do that. He continues saying, here is where I am. I'm close to not caring at all. Emotional burnout. 100%. Having to listen to someone else's problems and then them not reciprocate at all does take a toll. It does take a toll, especially if they blow up in your face when you even mention that you need a slight bit of help. They continue saying, I currently do 95% of the domestic duties, in addition to the traditional husband duties, sorry ladies, car/household maintenance. I have no issues with cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping, and I put up all of the decorations myself. I don't want a prize, just some acknowledgement. I'll keep doing this because the child needs to eat and get school and activities. I will not ask for or initiate sex again. We have sex about once a month, and she acts like it's a chore and doesn't even let me kiss her during it, even when I brush my teeth immediately before. I will have to return to other ways of release before I met her. I'm not overweight, and I'm in good shape, so it's not that. I'm very close to apathy. I told her that once I reach that point, there is no turning back. They do say that apathy, or like indifference, is the opposite of love. Hate isn't. Not caring is the most painful thing for your partner to show you, like indifference. Especially if she's the kind of person who only really cares about herself and that her problems are really important. Just the fact that you show that you don't care, even slightly less, or I guess even slightly more, will absolutely crush her, and she'll notice. Someone's left a comment saying, I think you should detach emotionally and stop caring if she doesn't care, and you don't want a divorce. That's my advice. Going by your prior posts, that's all I can give you, man. I empathize with you and your situation, but you've decided against divorce, and she's proving time and time again she doesn't give a shit about your feelings or emotional well-being. So detach from her and live your life for yourself, and co-parent with her, and that's it. Someone replied to this saying, definitely this. You need to protect yourself and look to self-care. Start with the 180 and start hobbies or pastimes you enjoy that help take your mind off things and decompress. Completely agree. Completely agree. If you are struggling for contacts, joining sports clubs, golf clubs, even like a rugby club or something like that, will surround you with people who are like-minded. A lot of people are in this sort of situation and don't really, have many places to go, but find comfort through doing stuff and meeting people like that, Someone else left a comment saying, "Quit fighting this. She does not respect you or care for you. If she did, she would be helping you heal. If I was in your shoes, I would have her ass served, and unless she had a 180-degree attitude change and started working to help me, then I would put her out and move on with your life. You deserve better." Someone else left a comment saying, "I'm not having a conversation about who or how many times I cheated on you. She will not do anything that doesn't benefit her. Selfish then, and she's selfish now. You are the only one who actually cares. It's time to go." But I think I agree with this message. The fact that she's told you that she's not having a conversation about who or how many times she's cheated on you just says that she doesn't care enough. Her problems at work are too big to deal with this small niggle, right? Someone else left a comment saying, "Reading through this, and one overarching thought I had about your situation is this. Your life would not be any worse if she was no longer in it. In fact, I'd surmise that your life would actually be a hell of a lot better if she was no longer part of it." I actually completely agree with this. It's really difficult to move on from trauma, especially this kinds of thing, if it's still in front of you. It's really hard to ignore being poked in the ribs every single day by your wife not caring about you. Someone else left a comment saying, "I just don't see any path forward with her at this point. Frankly, each new post is such a desperate cry for help because the one person that should care could actually care less. Why you're still battling with her at this point is mind-blowing. She doesn't care about your feelings, doesn't care what you're going through, and doesn't care to help you." They continue saying, "What exactly are you trying to salvage? The more time you waste trying to get answers, one less day you have to heal. It's one less day you have to start anew. If you have no one else, and it's not that easy, then you need therapy to learn coping skills. At least that way you can learn to manage your emotions/pain while staying with someone who cheats on you while doing next to nothing to help you heal. You'll likely never have sex again, never experience love again, and never know trust again. But stay if you must." They continue saying, "My advice, no matter the challenges, choose yourself. Take charge of your own life starting right now. Stop arguing, stop questioning, stop bickering. Employ the grey rock method. Take time to formulate an exit plan and restart your life to find happiness." You actually might notice if you start applying the grey rock method, or if you start applying indifference, that she may switch on to the fact that you're moving away. And it could be a complete 180. If she's pretty content at the moment with the relationship and has contempt for you, and kind of takes you for granted in that way, which is what it sounds like she's doing if she doesn't even respect your issues enough to deal with them, it's likely you stopping listening to hers will make her realize that something's not right. Because it sounds like even when she's aware that you're feeling feeling like death, you'll still stay and listen. And the second you stop doing that, she'll notice. You'll probably lose her marbles a little bit, in a good way. Someone else left a comment saying, "I think you're already there as far as apathy. It's clear your wife is using Darvo against you. It's a manipulation tactic, and it stands for deny, attack, and reverse victim for offender. Look it up. She's not emotionally available for you and hasn't been in a long time. You've communicated with her, and she just shuts you down. 25 years you dealt with her infidelity, and you still don't know the truth. Obviously, you rug-swept her affair. Resentment has built up, and I believe you're at the end stages of your marriage. You need to come to terms with that. What are you actually getting out of this marriage other than emotional abuse?" Someone else has commented saying, "Let me get this straight. You and your wife only have sex about once a month, and it's a chore to her. She doesn't let you kiss during the act. She's cheated on you and trickled truth to you, and overall doesn't care how you feel. If you read what you wrote, but it was from someone else, you would wonder why the guy was with a wife like that. Read what you wrote again, but pretend someone else wrote it. You would if your wife even likes you, much less cares about you. If you have the ability to get individual counseling, please do so. Start building yourself so that you can be healthy enough to get away from this toxic situation." I completely agree. I think getting therapy will help you deal with a lot of the problems or the issues that are going to come up, or the trauma that's built up. So, not a bad shout. Someone else left a comment saying, "So you expect her to take action when you mention your feelings? and she just steamrolls you until she can focus on herself. So what would you do to fight your feelings to be acknowledged? What happens when your kid leaves the house? Let's take away all of your parental responsibilities. Does your wife make you happy? If the answer is a solid no, then you need to do more than talk. She's pulling back all affection, and she is in control of your relationship. If she was your boss, you would be looking to change positions. She needs that kind of message. Move out of the bedroom. Stop all physical touch, period. Then she doesn't get you filling her bucket of physical touch she wants without first addressing your feelings. If you make dinner, don't take care of her. It sounds petty, but she'll start to notice. And when she asks, just say you are roommates and say you are treating the situation that way. She'll get mad and as her standard response, and you just stay quiet and go back to what you were doing. Your indifference will drive her insane. It's called grey rocking. Read up on it if you need more details. I completely agree with this. She's used to like the status quo of her issues being addressed and her being able to completely brush off yours. The advice given here about grey rocking is in just show even a little bit more indifference. She will notice. She will notice, especially if she's so, overdrawn as it is. Completely agree. So, what do you think OP should do? What would you do in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments. Alrighty, we'll have to leave that there. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.